Hello everyone and welcome to the unofficial but absolutely amazing Greenpower community virtual stream. And Ben, you're here with me as always. How are you, Ben?
I'm very, very good. I'm very excited. I hope everyone enjoyed that little video that was brought by Anton. He spent a while editing it.
It's so amazing. It just
it's
reminds me about everything that's exciting about motorsport. It just gets you ready, doesn't it?
Oh, it's perfect.
So, well, we're not doing a quiz today, but what have you got in store, Ben?
So, what we've got is a nice roster of drivers put together by me, Tom, and Jason. There is more than 13, that's what I remember. I think there's about 16 in total. So what we're going to be doing today is a 15-minute practice and a 20-minute qualifying and then a 30-minute race. Of course, people are going to dip in and out of the stream. Jason just sent me a message saying he'll start when ready, so it looks like we're all good.
So we're good to go. So yeah, these are all people from the Greenpower community that are just, you know, enjoying each other's company. And today we're going to do what we love doing, and that is go racing, even if it is behind a desk and staring at a monitor. It's not the same feeling, but the competition's still there, and it is just for fun.
Yeah, sorry, we're just getting Jason to start the lobby.
I think I'm the last one to vote to start.
When ready.
Okay, so let's
we're going.
Over. So we have chosen the last racing circuit that Greenpower went to, and that is, of course, the national circuit at Silverstone for the Greenpower Finals 2019. And it's beautiful. We get to relive it, Ben. We get to relive it.
I never got to drive it because I was I'm just a humble mechanic. And a big chungus, I guess. But
running up and down the pit lane, that's all you could do.
Exactly.
So
at least this time we'd have to walk the cars.
So, for those watching, we'll give a quick run through of how the session is going to go. Practice will run for 20 minutes. Everyone is able to do what they want. They can put as many laps in as they like. They can go and return to the pits to adjust their setup. Practice and all motorsport is, of course, non-contact. So all drivers are being told to respect each other's boundaries. Track limits and penalties are in place, so anyone who has left the track and proceeded to gain an advantage will be given a penalty for qualifying, and there will be penalties in the race as well.
Run. I'm just going straight out there.
The flag is green, but everyone is currently sticking into the pits.
As you're, are you in the? Can you see? Yeah, you are. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on the stream today. My phone's on my right, just watching. Drive me over when ready.
We're following on board with you at the moment, Ben. As a number of people have already beaten you out into the track.
Now I'm using a controller and shifting gears using buttons, and I have a linear throttle, i.e. a button. So I'm going to be interesting. But many people here do have specific G29 Logitech steering wheels and other setups with gears, pedals, the rest. So it's going to be interesting. It's an interesting mix, for sure. Some people only bought the game. Some people only bought the game like I don't know, 2 days ago or something. So yes, I'm actually going to quickly pull in, and I'm going to drag Jason across. Right, here we go. So you do have to slow down before you enter the pits. Otherwise you get a pen or a disqualification.
So there's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit on pit entry, and it is manual. So drivers do have to make sure they follow those rules, and if not, they will receive a penalty of their own.
Alright, I'm going to drag Jason in. And we're going to... There we go, Jason. So he's muted and deafened.
So we're on board with Harold, who appears to still
Time to wake up, Jason.
Hello, hello.
Right. So this is the man, the myth, the legend himself, the guy who set up half of this, or most of this, I must say. So yeah, do you want to do the course run through, Jason?
Yeah, I'm just going to finish off this one flying lap. I'll head back into the pits and start up on a warm-up.
So it's, the full thing is here in terms of motorsport. You've got fuel and you've got tyres that the drivers need to maintain. I've just brought up your fueling at the moment, Jason. Only 8, I'm assuming, litres.
Yeah.
Yeah, running a little lean on fuel, mainly just to get some good lap times.
And
Of course.
these are our best estimates. They're not 100% live. They're not server-side, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've pretty much got enough to do like one warm-up lap and then one flying. So it's repeat.
Oh, and Tom's getting very, very close there with another driver. Battling for position. Both ruined their timing laps, so they're going to have to come one more and go again. But this is, of course, just practice. This is getting to understand the feeling of the car and learn the conditions for today, which I believe are sunny.
Yeah, it looks that way. I think it's worth saying that there's a lot more thought into what tyres and tyre pressures you wear due to the ambient temperature of the track. So this is not like your Wii 2009 F1 game. This is I'm behind someone on the moment. Oh, I'm behind Tom. Right.
And another thing to stress, this is all driver abilities are welcome. So we will have people with ABS and stability control. Everyone's
Like me.
absolutely welcome. Yes, exactly.
I have to have it because I have a linear throttle. I can't vary my throttle, so I have to have traction do it for me.
So Jeski has exceeded track limits and have their lap time completely by that point.
Yeah, I think that's another thing worth mentioning. The penalties on this are extremely, harsh. Four tyres go off the track, in some cases only 2. Your entire lap is disqualified. So especially in qualifying, that's going to have a serious effect. Less so in the race though, because in the race it's a 1 to 2 second penalty if you persist, which you could argue is quite a lot. But from my experience, I've managed to get away with quite a few of them. In some cases, adding up a 30-second penalty, which is interesting.
It's very hit and miss when it's the game doing it instead of actual stewards. Although saying that, even with actual stewards, track limits are always a topic of debate. So Jason, you come around to start your flying lap?
Just finishing another one. I'll let you know when I'm heading out on another warm-up.
Whew. There's a lot of people on track.
It's a very busy track. Only 3 people are in the pit.
Flying lap done. I shall exit the pits now.
Oh, I've been in that.
So I guess, Jason, if you want to complete your warm-up, and as you come round to the complex, let me know and we'll switch back to your screen.
Alright, sweet.
Oh, and Alfie with a brilliant backslide going into the complex, through Brooklands and into Luffield, keeping it on the track only just, bringing it back to the inside line. They have got a lot to control with this car. They are doing their best.
Damn, this is bringing you right back to your days of commentary. This is great.
I know, it's been a very, very long time. When you first said, oh, do you want to be the director? I thought, oh yeah, race director. That sounds cool, but I'm not sure how it works on a virtual game. You know, clerk the course, how do we impose all those penalties and everything? And then it was like, no, cameras, commentary. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Let's give this a go. So here we are.
I knew you wouldn't resist.
And well, you know, everyone's doing it. You've got Formula E, Formula 1, you know, everyone's doing virtual races right now because it's the best way to bring everyone together. And they've proved to be very entertaining and incredibly fun. And Alfie is drifting this car around Brooklands again, going into Luffield. I think they got a little bit impeded by the car in front, Bongo Cat. And Bongo Cat almost goes into the pits there. I think they're wheeling to get their tyres ready.
Oh, I've got someone behind me. I'm not liking this.
I'd like to point out the fact that there is currently a Corvette parked on the pit exit, facing the other way.
Oh, Alfie 2D! Oh no, 2D going into Beckett's. And Bongo Cat
Right, I'll ram
reclaims
me off the track,
position.
yeah.
They're racing as if this is a race. It's just practice, guys.
I think Phantom may have had a connection issue.
No worries,
Now people can reconnect during
Or a
practice, but they can't during the race.
So during the race, I guess it counts as a mechanical failure. And they will
Oh, Tom's pinned it!
Right, Gav, I'm just about to start flying lap.
Perfect. We'll join you on your route, and Jason, if you can take us through a lap of the national circuit.
Yeah, I'll just give you a bit of insight into my mindset of going around the course. So as we go down the start-finish straight, all the way over to the left. Brake, slight turn in on the 50-metre board. I'll get really close to the apex there. That helps it pull the car around. Full throttle. Straighten up into the S's. Heavy on the brakes, down to around second gear. I'll get tight around, try and avoid this Ferrari. Use him for a bit of a toe slipstream.
A bit cheeky going into the down club straight.
Yep. On the 50-metre board, I'd usually be further over to the right, but this works as well. Try and clip the apex on the inside of the corner. Sets you nicely up for the entrance. And then exit. Heavy on the throttle. All the way out.
Around the Wilco, which is not really much of a corner. A little bit down on your best time there.
Yeah, slightly. I think probably because of the Ferrari.
Let the man breathe!
Well, there was many things. There was the Ferrari and there was the car at the end of the pit exit as well.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting with so many people in qualifying. It's going to get quite congested, so I reckon there's going to be a lot of slowing down to get a free kick ahead, which I think could cause some interesting backups.
Yeah, I think getting out as soon as possible to get a banker lap in, and maybe sitting on that until you know there's going to be a clearer bit of track.
I'm not sure how the penalties are going to work, but there's currently shown to be a yellow flag in the first corner.
Yeah, someone stopped there. I've just had to pass them. They're on the right side, which is not a problem for people racing a line, but it's a problem for people exiting the pits. Might have to have a look. Let's go fast.
Right, Oscar.
Oh, Joel's going to bin me here.
You're now back in the session, so everyone's here again.
And we just followed Max on board. He did his best lap time that time round. Time of 53
Back
seconds.
left is really hot. Now, also another interesting thing is that your tyres on the left warm up and wear quicker than on the right on this track. Now that's because of the number of right-hand turns, you can imagine. Oh, well, you crashed there. But yeah, so they wear down quicker because you're obviously putting more force on your left side of your car as you turn right. So that might make some interesting pit strategies in the actual race because it's a 30 lapper. I'm not entirely sure what compound lasts us how long. So
I think the general consensus, speaking to people pre-race, was softs will last us the whole race. It's just going to be a case of managing them so you don't get too much of a fall off.
Well, the thing is, with only 100% throttle at my disposal, I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah, looking at some of the drivers, a little bit of drifting is going on, so the rears may fall away quite quick. Also,
I think on here we call that a spinella.
So I have the luxury of sneakily looking at everyone's fuel loads, and Max is doing quite a good job getting a time that's good enough for fifth, but he's got quite a bit of fuel on board. So we go to Bongo Cat, who is monstrously overfueled. They're doing a long stint this practice session, so maybe looking at the race.
Yeah, I had 44 leads.
Just because you two are here, which are you prioritising at the moment? Race pace or qualifying pace?
Qualifying, just making
Probably
sure I'm
qualifying.
getting my laps in, so I know what I'm doing. I've completely been that. Are you spectating at the moment, Mr. Director?
So currently we're following Bongo Cat, who is very heavily fueled, but they're positioned fourth in terms of the timing screen. I'm not sure if they've already done their qualifying runs and they just wanted to set out for some race pace, but They are keeping themselves entertained and out of trouble, which is the main thing.
Oh, my brakes are too hot. So I've had the vents started.
The other thing is, I'm trying to keep a note of the numbers, because everyone changed their drivers to their numbers.
Yeah, my brakes are suffering. Okay, I'm gonna have to pit and change some settings. I'm gonna put it onto my qualifying setup now.
So how much is adjustable in this game then? What do you have control over?
Well, I have control over pretty much everything. If you just bear with me, I can just quickly tell you. So my setup's called Pretty Whack because it's pretty wacky. So if I go to Edit Setup, you can change your tyre compound, tyre pressure, brake balance, front duct opening, brake duct openings, all the openings you could possibly imagine. Weight biases, suspension, dampers, ECU tuning, you can change your gear ratio.
Sorry, Tom just lost it going through Woodcote and absolutely went into the barrier. I would not expect you to lose it in Woodcote, but they lit up the rears and just completely span off there. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, sorry. God, oh, Tom.
We I just want to say the weather forecast for the whole day and the whole event will be sunny and dry. I begged for it to rain, but we wanted people to stay on the track and not be spinning their rears for the whole race. So
wow, you got to be noob friendly for me. So I'm the noob.
I begged Jason, but he said no.
Jason is an unknown, losing the whole pack in turn 1.
I'm going to use my rear. Yeah.
Jamie's just joined Jamie here, getting off of the track. So people are respecting each other's lap times. They are doing what they can to get out of the way. In a way, this is almost practicing for qualifying as well, because drivers do hold a grudge, and if you do upset someone's best lap time, they will remember it for the race.
21 people watching. Very nice.
Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Yes, share it with your friends. It should be quite a fun event. Things will especially liven up during qualifying and the race with some, I'm sure, some irrational and rational moves. Who's taken out all the cones already? That's just the signs of what's to come.
Well, I've just joined Andrew, and unfortunately I have to say their car is rather beaten up. The windscreen is cracked, the front bumper is gone, the bonnet is crumpled, which would completely mess with aerodynamics. Another thing we should say is that visual damage is on, but mechanical damage is off, just to help any new drivers as well. So we can see who's been in the barriers, but it won't affect their performance.
Yeah, so 10 out of 10 for naming and shaming, but
yeah, if you see a cracked windscreen, then it's almost definitely a trip to the barriers. Or another car.
I'd like to point out that Joel and Jonathan, both Corvettes, just had a little bit of a tangling.
Joel's going to have many tangles.
I feel like Joel is a bit of the underdog for this. I think he gets a lot of stick, but I reckon he's going to pull it out of the bag of qualifying and surprise everyone. I know you're laughing, Ben, but I'm holding out. Everyone loves an underdog.
Yes, an underdog that crashes into you.
Well, when you're the driver,
crashes into your £1 million GT.
He gives us something to watch. He's entertaining.
Oh yeah, no, it's great to watch. I think I finally mastered the Brooklands corner, so I'm quite happy with that. This is all what practice is about. Nailing it. And fuel load makes a huge difference. So you'll start to see some faster times come in at the end of the race.
And I think it's worth stressing that drivers are in charge of their own fuel load, so we may, and I think this is a strong possibility, we may not see everyone finish the race due to fuel. Some people may have underfueled and will end up crawling.
Well, that's when we might see some pit stop strategies involved, when people forget to adjust their fuel load, or some people decide to say underfuel on purpose, so they do faster laps and then fuel. with another small load in order to achieve the same kind of speeds. Which, of course, is what F1 used to be, but not so much anymore.
No, and of course, very much looking forward to seeing the F1 calendar get back underway. I think a lot of us in this race right now are petrol heads and fans of motorsport in general, so I'm excited. I've liked what everyone's been doing with the virtual Prixes. Oh, and someone else is again in the barriers coming out of Luffield. The complex is very, very difficult. It's such a challenging series of corners. It's not really somewhere you gain an advantage by being bold and hoping that you make it through. If you lose grip, you are gone.
Alright, 2 minutes left in the session. That's enough for 2 flying laps for me, I reckon.
Of course, yeah, 2 minutes left. Wow, that has gone really quick. That practice session flew by.
Yeah, we ain't mucking around here.
And unfortunately, Max was off in the barriers. We've just joined them.
I'm about to pass him. See you later.
I think to his benefit, I think he's just getting out of the way. But if he is going for another timed lap, he has been heavily compromised going into Cox.
Oh, I've messed that up. Only got 1 flying lap left.
And just a little look at the times. It's actually incredibly close. So, Jason, I'm not going to shy away from it. You have been the one performing the best in the practice session so far, and I think you are low-key the expected winner of the race. This is, of course, motorsport, so never say never. But you're not away with the lead. Second place is incredibly close, 600ths of a second behind you.
Yeah, he was running some really good lap times. I mean, he was first for a good 10 minutes. Until I finally got some clean track.
Everyone's waiting to do a lap. Look, everyone's covering.
Everyone's backing up, going through Luffield.
No, I've had my lap time invalidated.
I've just actually found out, Jason, it's Ollie who is nipping at your heels in terms of lap time, and I think it's worth mentioning that some cars actually have customised liveries on, and this is what the Pod Movement's livery was going to be for the 2020 season. So he's actually putting a lot of effort there to give his car a bit of colour and to represent their team. Also, that's really good because it means that I've installed the files correctly.
Oh, I've been that.
So,
It's not
only
good.
5 seconds left of the session, and this is pretty much going to conclude the practice.
62 seconds to finish the rest of the lap.
So Jason, please correct me. I believe as they come along the finish line, they will be pulled into the pits.
Yes, indeed. That will end the practice session. It will begin the start of qualifying once everyone's ready.
So the lobby's continuing. We don't have to start a new one, do we, Jason?
No, it will go straight into the next one.
Perfect. Oh, this is exciting.
And I just want to ask Jason, is it too late for people to adjust their driver names in the standings?
I believe it is too late.
That's okay.
I'm pretty sure.
It's only because some people have gone for numbers and I haven't committed the numbers to memory yet. I've got the numbers in front of me, but as you can appreciate, that's quite a challenge to look at the actual control of the cameras and also find out the numbers. So that's a note for next time. We'll try and get some names along the side.
Oh, we're definitely thinking of more events down the line. Can't confirm anything yet, but would be nice.
Right, I'm going to quickly put on the Greenpower theme story.
So a quick run through of the qualifying then. Jason, of course, you are our favourite, but not by much according to the practice timing screens. Ollie second, coming very, very close. It appears that you were quicker in Sector 1, they were quicker in Sector 2, and Sector 3 was where you clinched the lead. Tom came home in third, Bongo Cat got fourth, Harold is in fifth, and Alfie sixth. Moving further down, we have Max in seventh. Ben, you came a respectable eighth. Martin came ninth. And we are moving on now to, I believe, the qualifying session.
Yeah, I'd like to say that Ollie is really making me work hard for this. Got to try and put together a better sector 2.
And Jason, we're trying to keep a hold of you as much as we can, but I believe for the races you were going to head back into the other chat so that you can concentrate
Yeah,
a little bit
I'll
more.
need to let them know. Make sure to fuel up your car to the correct amount. I don't want to see anybody just drop in all of a sudden.
But Jason, in your humble opinion, do you see any value in underfueling, pit stopping, underfueling to go faster in those laps? But obviously with the compromise of a pit stop.
To be fair, I think that if you manage to put in some really good lap times, maybe extend a bit of a lead, you could, in theory, pit, take some new tyres, maybe give up a bit of track position, but then be able to actually claw it back. So there's an opportunity for some strategy.
With Ollie running really wide through Woodcote there, so I think they're going to spend another round warming up their tyres. Jason, how long would you say it takes to warm up your tyres around here? Is it something you're doing one lap, or do you like to take it a bit more caution, with a bit more caution?
I tend to leave it
slowly?
Yeah, just the single lap straight out of the pits. If you do some swerving on the back straight, you usually get enough heat in the tyres. By the time you actually go around the final corner, you're in a good position.
Here we go.
And for my own benefit, is there going to be a formation lap?
No, so it's just going to be a standing start, no formation lap.
Standing start, cold tyres?
Warm tyres, it will do it automatically.
That's a shame, so we won't get anyone caught out by the lack of grip going through cops.
Oh, Gav, you're so harsh.
Hey, I'm a raw racer. I'm all about the spectacle. I'm all about the driver challenge and the spectacle.
Oh, Andrew, please don't do this to me. Now, people, when they were offered to take part, had the option of taking a few cars out. As you can see, we've got quite a variety on track. They're all from the GTE class. I voted for 4GT because I'm a bit of a, I suppose a stability noob. So 4GT is a very planted car. Corvette is seen consistent, quickest paced throughout the week where we've been testing. So, well, of course people are in oh my, kind of 53.3, very nice.
Yeah, the cars are surprisingly well balanced between them. Apart from the elephant of the room, which is an elephant, the BMW M6 GTE. Sadly, no one's using it because it's packed.
So I was just going to do a quick rundown of the 5 cars that are available. Well, there were 6, as you said, a country of W. No one opted for it. So the 5 cars on track. We have the Aston Martin GTE, the Ford GT-LM, which Ben said is what he's using now. You've got a bit of traffic in front of you, Ben.
Hell yeah. It's just gone wide.
And then we have the Porsche 911 RSR, the Ferrari 488 GTE, and as already mentioned, the Chevrolet Corvette C7.
Split times aren't looking great here. It's not a great lap. I'd like to remind everyone I'm playing with the controller.
We are currently on board with you.
That's fine. I don't mind. What can I say? I'm just an attention seeker.
So taking nicely, hugging the Luffield apex as much as possible, entering into Woodcote, riding that curve, bringing it to the outside, and as quick as you can to the finish line for a time of, well, your best time so far is 53.3, which has put you in 5th place.
I'm happy with that so far. See if I can improve on it. I have to go back and refuel soon.
Jason also with a lot of traffic and a collision in front of him. Not quite sure what the drivers were. Is this a flying lap for you, Jason?
Yep, it was going to be. We'll have to see if we can make it work.
I'm just going to let anyone go. Just trying to get some good distance in front of me.
They're also on the inside line. Both going quite wide there, using the AstroTurf on the outside through shops. We now go into the Maggots and Beckett's corners. Someone losing it there, bringing himself back across. And I think this corner. Oh no! Very, very close there, almost a collision. Beautiful section in there for Jason though. Bringing it to the inside line for the overtake. Make it look so effortless.
We'll have to see about the race.
Oh, there's a collision at the end of the turn 2. Yeses.
So I think with 14 minutes remaining, people are already starting to push it a little bit more than they probably should.
Yeah, I'm going to head back in and do some adjustment. I think I lost too much time behind that lap traffic there.
Yeah, I've lost quite a bit of time. I'm just going to wait for the people to catch up with me, or I need to overtake this person.
And we're on board with some people who are yet to commit to time. So
Chasing me after reiterate.
People are ghosting through each other. Contact is off for the qualifying session. Down there in the 4GT. Is this their first times lap? It is, and it brings them up to 12th place. Of course, this isn't a knockout format, this is everyone taking part.
It might be worth just reiterating track rule base when back in channel.
Yeah, I think there's a 2-minute grace period before the race starts after qualifying, so...
Yeah, just give everyone a quick deafen, or sorry, mute.
Yeah.
Just go over stuff. I don't want to curb their enthusiasm, but I'm going to have to curb their enthusiasm.
So, of course, we don't have an official clerk of the course today, but Ben and Jason are doing their best to keep everyone in line, following the rules, the spirit of the competition.
Exactly.
And it is impressive. There always seems to be traffic going down Club Street. We're on board with Harold here, who's currently up on their previous time, so let's see if they can maintain it through Luffield and through Woodcote. A perfect exit to launch them out, gain as much speed as possible, scrub the wheels up against the curbs, into the main straight, and a time of up into 6th place. An amazing lap there for Harold with a time of 53.29 seconds. People are really starting to warm up to this track, I think, then.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to feel the heat. I'm in 7th. It's not good.
Well, you did say you're nearly here just to have a good time. You're not one of the competitive ones.
Well, he said I'm not competitive.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Right, I'm going to do some quick tuning of my car and come back out.
So Harold
I
stayed
can see
out.
my tyre temps are a little bit high, so I'm going to reduce them on back. Front duct opening. I'm going to reduce all the duct openings.
And I don't want to bring too much attention to it, Jason, but Ollie is currently the pole sitter with a time of 52 seconds, 0.11.
Yeah, struggling to find some free track at the moment.
Well, Ollie actually has a perfect amount of free track right now. A little bit of traffic in front, but that's further away, although his lap time is down on his best so far.
Right, we're going to see what we can do now.
So we are now on board with Joel, the underdog of the day. I'm rooting for him absolutely all the way. Currently going through Luffield, he's up on his previous time. Will this be enough to raise him up the grid? Coming through Woodcote.
Well, I've got a lot of traffic coming up behind me, oh god.
And that was enough, it's put him into 11th place. Not quite enough for a top 10 shootout if we were to have one, but enough for now. And I think already just by looking at the qualifying timing screens, you can tell Joel goes on the outside of the track. you can tell that there are quite a few interesting battles developing. Third and fourth are very close to each other, with 5th place Bongo Clan also in the mix. I think it's going to be a 2-horse race between Jason and Ollie going into the race. And then we have a train, the midfielders. Very close together.
I believe that might be me.
You are second of the midfielders, Ben.
Hell yeah.
Jason's on another good lap time.
All out the stinking corner hours.
Using as much as the track as possible going into Brooklands. Will this get out of the way? I don't think it's going to happen.
He did.
I mean, they're ghosting, so I feel like you just let up on purpose there, Jason. That was unfortunate. That was shaping up to be a really good lap. Let's see if you can get back out there. 8 minutes left of the session, and it's 40. We're on board with Alfie coming out of the pits, stopping to make sure he doesn't impede anyone on the flying lap. Very honourable thing to do. Of course, in the race, I'm going to assume people, if they do pit, are going to come straight out and not necessarily pull over the people already on the track.
Of course.
It is racing. I feel it's the person on the track's responsibility to get out of the way, because they will effectively be overtaken. So Alfie really struggling to get the apex of Luffield there. And just for me, what are the tyre compounds of choice today? Is it the standard soft, hard, and medium?
Yeah, soft, slick, hard. I can't remember the other ones. I think those two.
Jamie making it round again, also struggling to get the apex of Luffield. I think there's many different driving styles as to how to take that complex. Let's see if Jamie's done enough to improve on his lap time. Unfortunately not, but he's staying out. Potentially sticking on race pace, as he has fueled himself to 10 litres. So. I do think Ollie's currently just out enjoying some race pace practice at the moment. He is fueled up high and I think he's just going to enjoy this time. As I say that though, he is improving on his previous lap time. With a little bit of traffic in front of him. Let's ride on board now as he goes down Club Straight. Into Brooklands, turned in really early there, which kind of throws you out into the middle of the track. Bring it around, got the back end out, I think he's drifting right now, cuts the corner, and I think that will wreck his lap time. He got a little bit confident going into Luffield there and overpowered the rear into a spin. So Ben, just talk me through your setup at the moment. You said it was a controller, but it's not just a controller, it's more limiting than that.
So, Project Cars 2 likes it if you have a wheel. I think all racing games do. The other problem is Xbox controllers are much more compatible than PlayStation controllers. So I've had to use a driver, and I think in doing so I've messed up my R2 button, which is a trigger. Now, trigger would usually allow me to have variable throttle, which is great because that means I can have half throttle going through corners, which allows me to have more grip. Unfortunately, because that's not available, I've had to use a bumper button, which is effectively just a button. So my main issue is that I have either no throttle or 100%, which can make some interesting spin-outs. So I have to have traction on, which obviously limits my cornering capability. So that's more my problem.
And it's not so easy just to control the throttle with the gears. That's quite a demanding thing to do.
No, if you watch me at the moment, I'm trying to do flying laps, and it's quite difficult.
We're currently just following Max as he takes 6th position with a time of 53.17.
Damn it, I'm 7. I want to faster lap. Go, 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 go.
So
I'm behind
4
Ruben
minutes
from
remaining.
RLR.
Andrew, I think, is yet to put in a proper lap time as they're currently down out of the pace really with 1 minute 1 second. But hopefully they'll get the settings they want and will get the run that they need to bring them up at least in touching distance.
I'm behind Thomas Jasper at the moment. Probably won't.
And Andrew absolutely too fast into Copse, overpowered on the exit on the AstroTurf and entered into a spin at the pit exit. That's going to bring out a yellow flag and he will return to the track safely. But he's having a rough time there.
Oh, Jasper let me through. Wow, thanks.
In previous practice sessions, we did have issues with people deliberately taking out the braking boards so that they could get an advantage. Very, very cheeky stuff.
Oh, I'm on half a second quicker this lap. Fine margins gives you big gains. Oh, there we go.
And that's putting you up into 6th position. You are in touching place now. There is a train forming behind Tom. Currently is Tom, Bongo Cat, Alfie and you who are forming a very nice train there. That's going to be very interesting to watch. 4-car train. And I think if I was Ollie, I think I'd be very happy with that performance. One thing I do have to ask, is there any track evolution in the game, built into the game?
How do you mean?
So, with the more people that go out on circuit, the more rubber that gets laid down. Does the track rubber in at all? Or
I'm not that acquainted with the rules of the game.
That's Jason, but I can see
That's more of Jason.
No, basically, in Project Cars 2 they have the Live Track 2.0 system. So weather affects the track in different ways. Also, running the track for longer will also affect the grip levels, i.e. more rubber gets laid down on the track, so grip becomes very, 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 very hard to find, like on longer stints.
And I think Jamie's just having a bit of fun doing some donuts now. 1 minute remaining of the session, so if you're in the pit lane you need to get out now, otherwise you will not get your lap time in. And I would say that's it, so if anyone hasn't gone out to complete a lap, that is it. They're going to be in the pits and they cannot improve, but that is of course only 2 people, Max and Ollie. So Ollie is very comfortable with his position there. A lot of people just doing donuts on the outside of Copse, but we'll ignore them as we go through into Maggots and Beckett's. This is for the pole position, and unfortunately just slightly down, but very nicely taken through Beckett's. It kicks out to the outside, and that will severely damage the lap time.
Yeah, that's done it.
So unfortunately for Jason, a very, very good start through Copse, ignoring all of the people, creating a smoke screen.
That was like a smoke screen.
It really was. But that will bring him
I'm under.
into the pits.
Let's go through. I've only got 0.6 litres of fuel left, so I don't think I'm going to make it.
And a drift, a heavy drift through Beckett's for Ben, so I think that's also going to hamper your time.
I'm going to hop over to the other chat and get everyone keyed into the race, so I shall see you after the race.
Alright, catch you later.
Over.
Right, I'm just going to cruise the car in just to make sure
So let's see if there's anyone. Jamie and another friend of his is currently taking part in the Destruction Derby to the outside of Cops there. Plenty of runoff for them to be able to do so. Thankfully not getting in the way of anyone else on the circuit.
Right, I've run out of fuel, I just want to cross the line. Come on, car.
And Andrew has come through.
Yes, I've made it. Perfect. Right.
So I'm just trying to see if anyone is on a flying lap at the moment, and at the moment I think everyone is out. Qualifying is over. So there we are. That is qualifying currently done. And are we heading straight into the race? Ben? Ben, are you here?
Okie dokie.
So are we heading straight into the race, or is there a time period?
There's a 2-minute time period. I'm just going to check on everyone in there.
Alright. So whilst he is doing that, let's get this underway. So of course, this is Silverstone. We are building up for the race, the home of British motorsport. And oh my, am I excited for this race, Ben. We are getting ready on the national circuit, 1.64 miles long, 3 lefts, 2 rights. Silverstone was of course the home of the 2019 Greenpower finals and hopes to host the 70th FIA year in celebration of Formula 1. But enough small chat, it's time to go racing! In first place...
I can't put up my fuel.
Absolutely brilliant. So in first place, as I look at the times, we have Ollie with a time absolutely blisteringly close to Jason, who is in second. 41 is Tom, and alongside is Bongo Cat in 4th position. Number 31 is none other than, as I look up and down, Alfie, and alongside him is Ben in 6th position. 7th place is Max. 72 we have Harold in 8th position, and we're currently sinking to the race. 9th place is currently missing from the grid, so I think they've dropped out. And we are off! Away we go! And everyone keeping it clean as Jonathan goes to the outside. A major spin on the outside there from the back of the pack.
That may have been my fault.
And they're going to get back on. And let's see, so Jason has got up into the lead. Ollie is right behind them though. Absolutely blistering start, and they are still going side by side down the club straight even. And here we go, people getting the slipstream, pulling out. Jason with a commanding lead there. Ollie unfortunately not going to get close, but Tom is very, very close, although it looks like Alfie is right behind. Giving him a little bump there going into Luffield. Let's see if they can keep it clean. No one spins off. As I say that, people do start spinning off. And already someone is into the pits. So Jason and Ollie already a demanding lead, a very commanding lead there. And Tom is currently the leader of this train in 3rd place. Falling to the outside of Cops. Bongo Cat right behind them with a bit more of a battle on their hands as everyone has started to go single file.
I didn't have my setup ready. I was panicking there. I had like 10 seconds to get my fuel in. I was like, no.
So we got caught out there, unfortunately. So Bongo Cat just takes third position there from Ollie, who has been falling down the grid. Ollie's really falling down, so something must have happened to them. They, of course, were the qualifying pole place sitter. This is not where they wanted to be, and I think they've just gone into the pits. Nope, they're not. They're still out, but again, overtaken.
By me.
By indeed, yeah, by Ben, indeed. Oh, but he's on the run. He's on the run, coming down. Heading into the Maggotts and Beckett's complex. He pulls to the outside. Ben brakes a little bit late, gets a drift. He drifts wide, and Ollie goes through on the inside. Absolutely brilliant. But can Ben come back, going through Club Straight? This is very, very close stuff between the two of them.
You want to show? I'll give it.
Ben goes for a little look, but he knew he was too far away. All he has to do is keep it clean going through the S's, Brooklands and Luffield, and maybe he can stick close enough to get back.
He's got too much grip, too much grip. Oh, the Porsche. So good for corners.
Pulling away too much for you there. So Ollie back up into 4th place. Let's see if he can bring himself back into the podium, because that, of course, is where he should be, given that he qualified in 1st place. And he is getting very, very close.
I have a feeling he had a place penalty where he had to return to a place and then attack again. Because he came off the pace quite quickly there.
He did. He dropped down from 2nd into what I think was 4th. And he got very close to the back of Bongo Cat there, but couldn't accelerate with him. He had to brake before and turn around the corner. He looks for the lunge down the inside of Brooklands. Very brave, but he doesn't make it. And Bongo Cat braking quite heavily there, which has brought Ollie right onto the back of him, coming out of Luffield. He has a beautiful run here going through Woodcote. Does he take the inside or the outside? He looks to the outside, but of course he's now going to take that slipstream. It's very, very difficult to overtake into Cox. He thought about the lunge, but he didn't make it. And Bongo Cat almost drifting wide onto Cox, onto the AstroTurf. So let's see, can he keep it close?
I just set my fastest lap
Maggotts.
ever.
Oh, and Bongo Cat goes wide. Bongo Cat goes wide, which allows Ollie through, back up into 3rd place. He is on a charge right now. He is making his way back up to some positions that he had lost previously. And Ben, also on the back of Ollie now, going in. He's looking for the lunge. He doesn't make the lunge. Ollie outbrakes him, but he goes out wide. Gives Ben the inside line, and he takes it.
That's Bongo.
It's Bongo, sorry. And Bongo gets hit by Ollie. Oh, contact between the two. Bongo Cat turned around. Bongo Cat turned around by Ollie, got too close on the inside line there, and that's allowed Ben to get into the podium positions in 3rd place.
Ollie's on my heels again though.
Oh, so
I've lost
unfortunate
grip.
for Bongo
I've lost
Cat.
grip.
Bongo Cat now down into 8th position. They've got some work to do. As he looks for an inside line into Cox, no, not quite. And he goes out wide as well, too much speed through the corner. But we've got some action to watch now, as Bongo Cat is going to be desperate to get back up into the positions. I'm sure there'll be words between the two drivers after the race. I think Ollie does owe Bongo an apology there. There is no way about it. I don't think there's any defending himself. But now we're down Club Straight as he chases Harold. 3 attempts between them. I think it's too far. But Harold does go a little bit wide, and Bongo Cat keeps it clean. He goes for the inside of Luffield, thinks about it. Oh, and across comes Harold, a little bit of contact, but that is Bongo Cat up into 7th position. Incredibly close stuff between the two drivers. And we have another battle going on here between Jepsy and I think that is Joel ahead. Car number 39 through Cops. Both in the same car, so this will be all about driver control and the setups. Little bit of drifting, and Jepsy loses control and he takes out Joel! Oh no! Everyone gave Joel so much stick for being a rookie driver in a little bit of a live wire. But Jepsy there was the one to take him out, and as I say that, Joel lighting up the rears and loses it. Cannot bring it back to the track safely. Oh no, what an absolute shame for the two. Now we're back on board with Ollie, sniffing down that 3rd place. as I think they are overtaking a back marker who does their best to get out of the way. So, the top 4 settling into a race pace now. Roughly 2 seconds at least between all 4 of them, so let's see if Ollie can catch up with Ben. And in second place, I haven't mentioned yet, Tom. Tom has gotten into second place there, 5 seconds away from the first place, Jason.
Which Tom was that, sorry?
Number 41, which is Tom.
Is it a Corvette?
It is not a Corvette.
Oh, it's Richard's here. Ollie's biting my heels.
Taking it very, very slow around Luffield, but doing everything they can to just keep the lead that they have over Ben. And Ollie is right behind Ben, as we mentioned that, sniffing an overtake. He's going to enjoy this slipstream down the main straight going into Cox. Not an overtaking point, but it is somewhere you can lose it if you get overconfident. Ben onto the outside line, there he is being sniffed down.
He's going to try and save him on the inside of there.
And he holds back. Is that a back marker in front of you? A back marker gets in between Ollie and Ben. And that has lost Ollie a lot of time. So that has given Ben a bit of breathing room as they go down Club Straight. That is exactly what Ben needed. Does Ollie get past? He does. So he is now back up behind Ben.
Oh, my controller form is limiting.
Feeling the pressure now in third place on the podium.
Not fair.
Okay, so here we are, a familiar sight. Ollie behind Ben, enjoying the slipstream down the main straight into Copse.
Just doesn't quite have a straight line
speed.
speed.
Blocking manoeuvre, but Ollie is still gaining. Turns to the outside. Can he go through the inside of Maggots? Gets the inside of Beckett, and is that job done? Ben on the inside line, so they are still side by side going down Club Straight. This is all about raw power. Who got the better exit? Who got a better acceleration? And it looks like Ollie's going to take the inside line into Brooklands, and that is job done for Ollie. But of course, Ben never giving up, coming right back at it. The tables have been turned, and now it's Ben sniffing down the back of Ollie. Can he get an overtake? Can he get the slipstream? Bring him up close. What do you think, Ben? Is it all over?
I don't think so.
Very, very close run between the two. That was brilliant to watch. So Ollie back into the podium places. And he is pulling out a bit of a strong lead there over Ben. Keeping a very nice tight line through. And now we've joined Alfie and Max going into Cox Corner. They are side by side, both sporting a black and green livery.
How's that for you commentating, Gav?
It's quite challenging, to be honest. The numbers mean nothing to me, so I have to click on them to find out what their names are. But this is a very, very close battle between the two. So it's Jetsby and Alfie fighting neck and neck to get control. Both of them going really deep into Brooklands, just outbreaking themselves. Taking a really, really wide line through Luffield. Alfie going onto the grass there, that's going to hamper him going into the main straight, but it doesn't look like Jetsby has the speed to catch up. Alfie going to the pit side wall there. Very, very strange racing line. And Jetsby with a drift out onto the AstroTurf on Cox Corner. They control the torque though, and they get back to the track. But that has allowed Alfie to get a 1 second advantage. And a massive drift into Beckett. I keep getting Beckett confused. Brooklands.
I don't even know what the corner is.
I should have spent more time learning.
I just know righty, righty, lefty, lefty.
So everyone now has a second gap between them, so the race is definitely calmed down after a very chaotic 12 laps. And Jetsby cutting over Luffield, absolutely onto the grass, all 4 wheels off the track, and it looks like they've been given a bit of a time penalty there. And let's see, Jason has actually got a 1 second penalty lined up on his scoreboard, as has Joel. Jamie has 2 seconds and Jonathan has a 1 second penalty as well. They will be applied after the race. But Jason has done what he needed to do. He has got that 1 second gap. And now, I was wondering if this was going to happen, but Ollie is now catching the back of Tom. He is within 1 second.
I'm starting to lose grip. No!
And Jason's been given another penalty again. First place has been given another penalty. But here we are, we're riding on board with Ollie, chasing down the back of Tom, getting ever closer, now within 0.6 of a second. Tom going really wide in Brooklands. That's giving Ollie a chance to get up to the back of him. Tom is feeling the pressure and Ollie is staying cool and calm, doing everything he needs to. So he now go through the main straight. Can Ollie maintain that gap? Can he get close enough? Can he get the slipstream going through Cops to allow him to get a move done into Maggots and Beckett?
I think Bongo Cat's coming at me now.
So this is for second place. And both of them going out wide, drifting wide on Beckett's. Can they get the power down? And I think Tom is going to be safe right now. Going down to the close straight. But once again, going through the complex, Brooklands and Luffield, Ollie is caught up again to the back of Tom. Right on the back now, he is almost alongside the rear bumper as he is going through Woodcote. Is he going to carry this speed going into Cops? They're going to be side by side down the main straight. And he is, they are literally side by side. Ollie turns in and Tom contact. Tom spins around, loses traction. And is that him? Falling back down into third place. I think there's going to be a lot of words with the stewards at the end of this race with Ollie. He is a little bit, not sure what the correct word is, but he's definitely getting his elbows out, and very good on Ollie. I'll give that a round of applause as he gives the position back to Tom. Very respectable stuff, that's brilliant to see. But that has of course allowed Ben to catch up to the back of Ollie. Staying quiet but ever present.
I reckon his tyres are absolutely shattered.
So the one thing, unfortunately, it doesn't allow me to see tyres.
So I've got my just for an idea, my back left is probably the hottest, which means I have the least grip on it at the moment. My front left is the most worn, because obviously cornering. And my right two are just chilling. So I'm going to lose grip going around right-handers, keep grip going around left-handers, and braking on my left is not really fun. And I'm sure a lot of people are suffering from the same problems, assuming they have the same pressures.
And this is a predominantly right-hander circuit, of course it is clockwise. And Ollie is doing everything he can to catch up to Tom now after that collision. That, of course, has given Jason a 12-second lead. Almost 13 seconds at this point, he has got such a lead. But Ollie, what an amazing acceleration, burst of acceleration through Woodcote. He is looking, diving left and right. And I think almost a repeat of what happened last time going through Cops. But Tom was able to stay ahead this time, and I do not believe there was contact. But very, very close racing.
Oh, I've binned it. Binned it.
So we're on board with Ben behind the two battling, and Tom actually gave the position to Ollie there down Clough Straight, so something must have happened. And that has given Ben the chance to sneak by and get third position as well. Can he hold on to it? As Tom looks down the inside! Contact! Contact! And Tom once again spinning! On the apex of Brooklands. That is going to put him far down the grid order, and Bongo Cat has also got ahead. we'll now move to another battle between Alfie and Joel, I believe. And Joel looking on the outside line. Is he going to go for it? Takes the inside. And what a beautiful move through Brooklands and Luffield. He maintains the position. Alfie, absolutely brilliant driving there to take the position on Harold.
I'm scared for my life. Spongo is very fast.
He is. He's very, very fast. And in terms of
I'm
best
representing
lap
the
times,
controller boys up here.
So in terms of best lap times, Jason is currently holding that position with a time of 53.5. But Bongo Cat and Ollie are both very similar for race pace. So let's see if Bongo Cat can chase down Ben. Now we're back on board with Tom, who's trying to regain some positions. Was at one point in second place with a sight of the podium. Now down into 5th position, not where they want to be. I think that position is going to be safe for Bongo Cat down the main straight for the meantime. And we've now entered the 20 lap mark, so I've just taken the chance to get my breath back. This has been some brilliant action between all of the drivers. Only 10 laps remaining, so everything has happened so far. What else can happen now? We've seen contact between multiple drivers, we've seen some beautiful passes and even some good sportsmanship with drivers letting people back through. This race has got a bit of everything, and the only thing that's missing is the rain, Ben.
Oh, don't even. Don't even. Greenpower has a special place in my heart for the rainy events because waterproofing seems to be something not many people think about.
Indeed, but we're now on board with Harold, who is chasing down Joel for 7th position. Looks to the inside line of Cops. He looks for the lunge. He thinks about the lunge. He brakes. He does not take it, but Joel goes out wide onto the AstroTurf of Cops. And Harold take any advantage from that? I don't think so, but on the left-hand side. That was a back marker. I was getting a bit excited there, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
I said I was a back marker. But actually, no, it's our first place position. It's Jason trying to make his way through the back markers, having a terrible time of it because Harold is spinning and Harold loses his control. And Jason gives him a little tap on the back to help him into a spin. Completely accidental. Nothing he could have done. But Jason's having a really tough time getting through the back markers. There are no blue flags. It's incredibly difficult for people to know who is in what position. We're on board with Jason, who is in complete control of this lead. 11 seconds ahead of Ollie, who is again in second place. I'm going to quickly bring up the timing screen. Still only a 1 second penalty applied to him. So Ollie has got a lot of work to do if he wishes to catch up. Bongo Cat is now within 1 second of Ben, getting ever closer. But Ben able to pull out a bit of a lead through Beckett and get onto the club straight. And now there are so many cars going down club straight, it's hard to pick out who's where. But that is Max currently in 10th position. Keeping it nice and clean. He's doing his best to chase down Jetski. And we've now definitely entered that race where the front runners are getting very, very close to the back markers. And it's getting very difficult for people to piece it out. As I think that's a back marker losing control. I don't think it was actually. I think Jetsby just lost control, which has given Max 9th position. And now we're with Harold, who is chasing down Joel. So we're almost coming to the final 5 laps of the race. 24 laps completed so far. And the positions have turned around so many times, but I think it's starting to settle between the front runners. And Harold doing everything they can to catch up to Joel. Every now and then getting just a little bit closer and falling away. And this is something that Ben won't want to hear, but Bongo Cat is chasing him down and getting closer. Now within 0.8 of a second, down into the club straight. You can tell he means business now as Ben's gone quiet. So all of the pressure's on as it's now half a second between the pair going into Brooklands, but that's opened up of course as they slow down, so we have to wait for them to get back onto the straight to see what the true gap is. A couple of battles are starting to heat up again as 3 people are close to each other. But this is for 4th place. This is for 3rd place. What's in the honour?
It was very nice letting people past. Especially that, yeah.
I think after Jason passed through everyone, he's woken everyone up and they've realised. Bongo spun! Absolutely spinning on the grass, pirouetting like a ballerina. And oh no!
He's lost tires. I knew you would. Oh yes. What a feeling.
So we're on board. Oh no, what a terrible shape of Bongo Cat chasing down Ben, getting closer and closer, but lost it. Going around Beckett.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And now they've got some back markers to contend with. Someone is out on the outside. I think there's been contact between those 2 cars. And here is a battle that I keep talking about. Harold and Joel very, very close to each other. As they're going down Club Straight, Joel pulling to the side so that he breaks the slipstream. Harold not phased, sticking to the racing line as they're both on the outside. Trying to keep it close to the apex, and he's getting very close to the rear bumper of Joel. Almost contact between the 2 going through Luffield. Keep it clean, keep to the back of the bumper, keep that acceleration where it needs to be. And maybe we'll see an overtake going into Beckett. Joel pulling away slightly through Cox. So that Ferrari's struggling to catch up. And as I say that, I think he just overtook Joel. Joel just lost it through Cops, went too deep, and that has allowed Harold through.
Oh, Joel, the underdog. What happened?
What happened indeed? Unfortunate for Joel, but Joel is still very, very close. And again, the tables have once again been turned. It is Joel's turn to try and chase him down, going into Brooklands. Keep it clean. Drifting too far wide, and unfortunately Joel just carrying too much speed. Could not slow the car down enough, and that took him out of the running. That is unfortunate for him. Harold is pulling away and is now broken up the lead quite nicely. So we're coming up to the penultimate lap. 28 laps remaining. Sorry, 2 laps remaining. I'll get the match right one day then.
I just done my fastest lap on trash tyres. What was that?
Harold is having a really difficult time with what I think is a back marker. And I think that is Ollie I see in the background there, 2nd place. So that's going to be a real challenging sight. And Harold loses it, going through Brooklands. Such a shame. Has that allowed Joel to come back? Joel is now right on the hills once again. The concentration, 30 laps does not sound like a lot, but when you are in the seat and you have cars all around you battling for position, the concentration really fades away quickly. And here we are, lap 29, so not many to go. Ollie has really really struggled to catch up to Jason. That gap has been maintained at 11 seconds, so I think Jason is controlling the gap beautifully. I'm not sure if Ollie has anything left to catch up. So here we are, we're watching Joel chasing down Harold for 7th position. And Joel once again carrying too much speed into Brooklands and just goes too deep, which means he's completely compromised for Luffield, and that means he cannot accelerate as much as he wants to down the main straight. But ladies and gentlemen, I completely missed it off my screen. Like I said, a commanding race. He started 2nd place and he came home in 1st to take the lead. Absolutely brilliant race by Jason there.
Right. And that's Tom finishing just behind me in 4th. I finished 3rd. Guessing Bongo's come from 6th. Of course, I can't see what's going on. All I can see is car going round.
So there we go. That is the end. That is the end of the virtual race. And here are the top 10 standings. 1st place, started 2nd. Got the overtake done into the 1st corner, and that was it. No one saw anything else of him. He ran off into the distance and claimed his 1st Greenpower Community virtual win. Congratulations to Jason. 2nd place was Ollie, who had a completely difficult race, almost similar to Jenson Button in Canada back in 2011. Not quite every position, but he was in the wars throughout. Ben, incredibly respectable, talking to me throughout the race, calm as a cucumber, coming home in 3rd. 4th place was Tom. Bongo Cat had an amazing battle but came home to finish 5th. 6th place is Alfie. 7th is Harold. 8th, Joel, the underdog of the day. 9th is Max, and 10 is Jetsby, coming home 9 seconds behind 9th place and even further behind Jason. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your win.
Oh, he can't hear us quite yet. There you go. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Sorry, Jason. I was just congratulating on your win. Absolutely brilliant job there.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
So, talk us through that 1st corner, because that was where the battle was won.
Pretty much. It was just a case of making sure that I could pull up enough of a lead out of the sectors where I was strongest. Especially that 1st corner, taking the inside line. It could, you could say it would be better to start in 2nd place than 1st because you've got the inside and then you can get a good run out. But overall, held a really strong race pace towards the beginning. Let it trail off, minimise mistakes towards the end.
And you did keep a commanding lead. You did receive a penalty, so you weren't completely squeaky clean.
Yeah,
And,
I believe that was when I had a bit of a run-in with Jonathan. Kind of went off the track together.
And I think we did actually catch that. You did have a couple of battles with some back markers as well, trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, a Ferrari sort of spun out in front of me on one of the turns, and I just went straight into the back of him. Luckily, I braked enough to the point in which it didn't send me round as well, so I was able to keep in front.
Well, congratulations. And I think we'll move on to Ollie now. Ollie, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Can I just say, you gave some fantastic entertainment that race. You were having...
I did, sorry to interrupt,
No,
but I did think
going.
I saw towards the end, Tom in the green Ford and me were going to have like a Sebastian Vettel Verstappen incident where I go into the back of him by accident, but I kept it clean.
And you did actually give back the position as well, which is really nice to see. I don't know if you were forced to by the game.
Yeah, maybe.
I gave you so much credit. I gave you so much credit. I was like,
I didn't say anything at the time.
But, yes.
There we go. I mean, for anyone who was immersed in the race, that felt real. But honestly, such a battle between everyone, really. Bongo Cat and Tom, especially. Which one of those moves was your favourite, Ollie? If you can remember.
My favourite was probably on Tom, the green 4GT, because it was sort of battling back and forth, and then I gave back the place, so I had to make a bit do a bit more work to get it back again. So it sort of gave it a bit more of a challenge.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Ben, I think you were able to take advantage of some positions being swapped around.
Oh, many times I took advantage of everyone battling. See, if you look on the, my best lap time is a 53.503. So my race pace, would have been much lower than everyone else because they're doing 52.5s. But the thing that gave me the trip was everyone fighting each other and spinning out. So that's the only reason I'm third. It's just because I was just cruising.
And you mentioned cruising. Jason, were you controlling your pace there at the end, or were you still pushing as fast as you could?
I backed off quite a lot, mainly because when you're running against, when you're in the midst of back markers, you don't really want to push too hard and just like take aggressive lines. But overall kept it clean, so that was the most important thing.
I don't know if Ollie would agree with you there. Ollie, how close were your tyres to falling off the cliff? You must have been in a lot of battles.
I did see my rear end start to slide out towards the end of the race, and I sort of had to keep it slow just to keep second place from Ben. But Ben did put in a good fight.
Thanks.
And
this was brought to you by Controller Gang.
It was a very clean race. It was some good moments.
Awesome.
Wow,
I enjoyed that a lot. That was a lot of fun.
Good fun.
I wish we can do it again.
Oh, I'm sure we
will.
I was going to say, it's been a long time since I've done any commentary, so I need to learn the racetrack, that's number one, and hopefully, Ben, you'll watch this back and you'll be happy with the camera angles, but all I can say to the three of you is thank you for giving us such an amazing race. That was brilliant to watch.
There's no problem at all.
No worries. Big thank you to all the other drivers as well who took part.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and thank you, of course, to everyone watching, because this is who we're doing it for.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
So Ben, and Jason, this is your idea. Would you like to say goodbye and send us out?
Sure. From me and Jason and the guys. So that's Gav, Jason, Chungus, and Tom times 2. Thank you